Hi, once again, I'd like to welcome you to Kathy's Creole Kitchen. Today we're going to be making good old-fashioned stage planks. I don't know if you guys remember when you were kids, or my newer generation won't remember them, but they're little cookies like a plank, and they had a little pink icing on them, and they were like a ginger cookie. So that's what we're going to be making today, because back in the day when the street vendors were out in New Orleans, they would sell these in the mornings. So we're going to start off with the ingredients. We have 2 cups of sifted flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, 2 eggs, 1 cup of vegetable oil, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of molasses, and we're going to have 1 cup of hot milk. So I'm going to go over here and put the milk in the saucepan, and we're going to heat it up because you want the milk to be warm when you add it to the mixture. So let's turn that on, and you always want to turn it on like a medium-low because you don't want milk to heat too fast because it'll burn. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to beat the eggs really well. We're going to put them in here. And I always start off with room temperature eggs. They just, I don't know what, but when you're baking, it's better that your eggs are room temperature. So let me wash that off my hand. Turn on the blender, and we're just gonna beat the eggs a little bit as soon as I plug it up. So yeah, we're gonna beat the eggs. Make sure they're all blended. So they look pretty good now. And then you just add everything else. So we're gonna turn this off. And my flour has been sifted. I like to sift flour because it aerates the flour and it makes your, whatever you're cooking, it makes it more blended well and easier. So we're gonna dump in the sugar first and mix it with the eggs because sugar is always mixed well with eggs. So we're gonna put that there and blend that. Then we're gonna add in the molasses. And I always use grandma's molasses because it's really, really good. And I always keep it in the house because you never know what you're gonna need it for. I like to cook a lot of things with a little touch of molasses in it. I grew up, my grandmother had it in her house all the time, and I keep it in mine. This molasses is sticky, and I wanna get it all in there. Just get it all in there and mix it in. Got all that in there. Now we're going to add the oil. And I just kind of slowly pour it in there so it'll blend. I have the oven preheating to 350 degrees. Got all the oil in there. Next we're going to add the baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of ginger, and 1/4 teaspoon nutmeg. Let's turn this off for a second, make sure I got it all in there and not on the beater, because you want all those spices in there. Turn it back on. Rinse this off my hand again. And then now, we're going to add in the flour. Just kind of dump it in there, little by little. Get it all blended in. Blend it, and in the meantime, I have my trusty little pan. You don't want a deep pan because you want these kind of thin, so I selected this one so I can pour it in there because the cookies, you want them to be kind of crisp. I just spray it with a little bit of cooking spray. And then when it's all blended, we're gonna pour it in here. Let's see, let's turn it off. Get all this down. It smells so good. Really, really good. Let's get this. And scrape it down the sides. Turn it back on. I think it's all mixed up now. You don't want to over mix it. So we're gonna lift this up. You can see the beautiful color of it. I love it. Get that all off the beater. Get the beater out of the way because it's full of mix. Now, we're gonna get this out of the mixing bowl and we're just gonna pour it in here in the pan. Like I say, you don't want it too thick. Just pour it in there. Let's see if that's enough. Let's spread it out in the pan. Get it all nice and smooth in there. This is a wonderful treat for the kids. It's a wonderful treat for you. It's a very nostalgic treat. It's so funny because whenever I travel, I stop at the little mom and pop businesses because there is a manufacturer that still makes this stuff. They're called stage plates. They still make them. But this is the original New Orleans stage planks. So, looks like we've got it spread in there real good. Put a little bit more. All right. Okay. I've got it all spread in there. Looks good. As you can see, it's spread in there. And we're gonna pop it in a 350-degree oven and we're gonna cook it. We're gonna see how it works for about 15 minutes. So I'm gonna check it in 15 minutes. If it's done, I'll take it out. If it's not, I'll let it cook 5 minute more increments. So let's pop it in the oven. Get it in there. And I'll be right back with you when it's done. I'm back. Silly me, I forgot to add the milk to the mixture. So I had to take it out of the oven real quick and put it back in the mixer. So the milk is warmed up. I'm gonna pour the warm milk in the mixture. See, you can see the smoke coming off of it. We're gonna mix it all up. Get it all in there. I mean, I was leaving out the main ingredients, I tell you. Anyway, that's the cup of milk. Now, you guys, make sure you look at my videos on YouTube. Like them, give me messages, send me messages. Let me know how you liked it, if you made it, if it turned out like you like it, or it was less than what you expected or more than what you expected. But by all means, please try it because like I say, it's a little delicious treat. Okay, so it's all mixed now. Now it's gonna be easier to pour. I was wondering why was it so hard for me to spread. So, there, got it all in there now. Yes, looks wonderful now. Now we're gonna get the prepared pan again. And we should be just able to pour it in there now. Yes, that's the way it's supposed to look, just like that. Get it all in there. Looks wonderful. Let's see, get it all in the corners. Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. So now we're gonna put it in the oven. 15 minutes to start. It should be cooked in 15 minutes, but if not, you continue to cook it in 5-minute increments for until it's cooked. So we're gonna pop it in a 350-degree oven. Gonna put the timer on for 15 minutes. There you have it. Next time I see you, we should have some delicious stage planks to frost. Okay, I'm back. And as you can see, I'm about to take the gingerbread stage plank out of the oven. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open the oven and I'm going to test it with a toothpick. Nothing is sticking to the toothpick, so that's an indication that it's cooked. So I'm going to take it out. I'm going to put it up here and let it cool because it's very hot. Turn the oven off. You want it to cool. It cooked. My oven took 16 minutes to cook it. So it'll be a total of 16 minutes to cook it in a pan that's less than an inch. So we're going to let it cool, and after it cools, I'll get right back to you. Okay, I'm back. So the gingerbread has been cooling. The stage planks have been cooling for 15 minutes. I keep referring to them as gingerbread because every time I use ginger, that's what it makes me think of gingerbread. But stage planks are gingerbread, but the old world is stage planks. So now we're going to make the icing that you put on it. I'm going to do a raw icing because I want it to harden. So what you do with raw icing, you get 2 cups of powdered sugar, and you do 2 tablespoons of meringue powder. Well, not 2 tablespoons for 2 cups, probably a tablespoon and a half for 2 cups. Because the meringue will make the icing harden. Then we're going to do I'm going to put this over there so you can see how pretty and brown it is. Then we're going to do 2.5 tablespoons of water. We're going to start with that and see how that works out. So we're going to pour that in there. Going to mix it all up. Oops, it's a little messy. Yeah, I think let me get something different to stir this with because this is not working out too well for me. Let's get this off of here. Scrape it all out. I think we need a little more water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little more water. I'm going to try just a little pour at a time to see how it comes out, because we wanted a consistency where we can smooth it. And then it's no worries. If you put too much water, you can just add some more sugar to it. But you really want it to have a consistency where you can spread it over the stage planks. So that's looking good right there. And then I have a little food coloring. I'm doing pink because as a kid growing up, that's what it was. It was a pink icing on the stage planks. And I mean, as a kid, we just love these things. I just love them. We would just rush to the store to get them. So I don't want to put, that might be the wrong type of utensil. Let's get the little dab off of here. So we're gonna take a little dab off of there. It's like it says a smidge on my measuring thing. And we're gonna add it to the mix, to the icing. Yep, getting in there. Want to get a nice little color. I should have had a dropper to do that with. I don't know what I did. We're just gonna set this back on it because this is the gel food coloring, and let me tell you, if you spill it, it makes a colossal mess that you have to clean up. And I don't want to have to clean it up. So, put my hands on. Stir it up. Oh yeah, it's coming out a nice pink color. Yep, this is perfect. See that color we got? Yeah, that's why I use gel food coloring, because if you do use just a little tiny bit, you get great colors. Whereas with the liquid food coloring, you gotta drop it and drop it and drop it. But this, you just put a little bit. So we're gonna pull the stage plank over here. Got this all mixed up. We're gonna put a couple of dollops on it. And then we're gonna smooth it on there. You don't want it too thick. Just wanna kind of brush it on there. See, like that. Just a very light coating of it. Looking good. Just smooth it on there. And once it dries, it'll dry hardened. It'll, you know, it won't be sticky when you touch it. Get it on here. Smooth it on there. A little dollop. My bread is still a little warm, so it makes it easier to smooth. Just gonna get it on there like that. Man, this brings back memories from when I was a little kid. I hope your kids or grandkids love this when you make it for them. I'm sure they will. Alrighty, so got it all smoothed on, and then the next step is to cut it into squares or planks, however you want to say it. So we'll go like about that size. I'm not the best person in the world for cutting. I'll just do what I can do. Still a little warm, that's why it's crumbling. So I'm not gonna cut it all, I'm just gonna cut it to show you that it's a marvelous thing. So you have to let it completely cool. I just wanted to, that's really good. So I just wanted to show you what it looks like. Cut it out. Take a look at that. Is that not the most wonderful thing you've ever seen? Take a look. It's a stage plank, and you just kind of eat it with your hands like a cookie. Take a bite. So good. It's like heaven on earth for me. I need another bite. So there you go. This is good old-fashioned stage planks. Please like my YouTube page and subscribe to my YouTube page, Kathy's Creole Kitchen. I'm here every Saturday. I post a new recipe, and I try to do, most times I do original recipes from back in the day, from like street foods of Louisiana and New Orleans. And sometimes I'll do a new recipe, but it's always my take on the recipe. If you've seen it before, that's okay. This is my take on it. Thank you once again for joining me at Kathy's Creole Kitchen, and remember to like and subscribe to my YouTube page, Kathy's Creole Kitchen. Thank you so much for joining me today, and y'all have a wonderful weekend.